Welcome in, everybody, to another round of the Stock Car Championship Series, brought to you by Team Watson Racing Setups and Dizzy V Designs. This is round 13 from Charlotte Motor Speedway, 300 miles, 200 laps. Got a lot on the line here as we head into the halfway point of the season. Up next is a double points race, so getting that momentum into the next round is very important. Qualifying has concluded. We have Denny Hamlin on pole, Bobby Allison alongside on row 1, Richard Petty, Joey Logano, Jeff Gordon, David Pearson, Jimmie Johnson, Kyle Busch, Bill Elliott, and Tony Stewart round out the top 10. Go ahead and advance to the next session and get this race underway. And get all the paint jobs loaded in here. And do a quick run through the field once we get everybody's cars loaded. You can also see a run through of the field at the top of the screen. It'll be a mostly cloudy day and 82 Fahrenheit temperature ambient, 92 on track. And that likely will continue to fall throughout the race. Just a few more cars that need to load in and be set. Let's take a quick look here through the field. We'll do it from our drone camera. And as mentioned on the front row, Denny Hamlin alongside there, Bobby Allison. See who gets into turn 1 and off of turn 2 first. Second row, Richard Petty and Joey Logano. Logano been very quick lately. Third row, Jeff Gordon, that's your points leader. Second in points, Kyle Busch. A lot of fast names at the front of the field. Not many surprises. Dale Jarrett qualified pretty well, though. Earnhardt maybe a little further back. Last week's winner, Kyle Larson. Kawicki just cracked the top 10 in points. And you see Bobby Labonte behind his brother Terry. Bobby Labonte, of course, in the running for the championship. A lot of that depending on how things go in this race here today, though. It's where the field starts to separate, especially after the next round at Le Mans. Now rounding out the field here, the final row, got Ernie Irvan and Kyle Petty. Cars begin to pull away off pit road, just one warm-up lap and we'll go green. take the green flag here. Denny Hamlin with the field in his hands. Looking to be a very lengthy race here today, time-wise. Keep an eye on that, but as far as we are green.
Green, 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 green.
What just happened on that start? See if we can get this fixed here. Meanwhile, at the front, Bobby Allison is taking the lead. See if that helps here for the time being. Something really quick here, see if this helps the situation, so bear with me through these technical difficulties. See if I can get Race Labs back open now. Bear with me one moment. Still getting a lot of issues here. Still out front, Bobby Allison, leading Denny Hamlin. See if we can find some close racing while we're trying to fix this issue. On board with Terry Labonte in 28. Just a 3 wide. It's actually having issues with frame rates yesterday. So. Back up front, Denny Hamlin trying to get by Bobby Allison. Race Labs is all over the place. We might be having some issues. We're going to go ahead and have to turn it off, I think. That is causing the bottleneck. We'll do our best to keep you posted on where things run here lap to lap. I do apologize without the telemetry. We get occasional views like this where at the bottom you can see lap 16 going on to 17. Yeah, that seems to have fixed the skipping. A new update for Race Labs. Let's go a little further back. Here's Logano. Big battle here for, looks like, 10th place. Kyle Busch trying to get around. Pearson, Kelly Yarborough. Kyle Busch moving forward, up into 11th. Further back, see Bobby Labonte's got by Dale Jarrett. Jarrett had a great starting position. Thought he might drop back a little bit, but still holding pretty strong. Lap 20. Battle continues for 10th. Jimmie Johnson moving through the field. A little further up the way, Hamlin's got some pressure from Richard Petty. Is for second. Jeff Gordon, your current points leader, watching on just behind. Likely leave it up in this screen for the rest of the race so you can see which lap we're on and what position we're looking at. And this has allowed Jeff Gordon to close up on these two. Make it a three-way battle now for second. Bill Elliott looking pretty quick. Quicker than these three even, so see if he can join the top four. Meanwhile, Bobby Allison continues to pull away. Bit on the inside and enough to make the pass. We'll see. Hamlin will have momentum. Richard Petty though looking like he might make this stick in 1 and 2. Well, Hamlin's still holding tight and Petty might lose the momentum here down the backstretch. Trying to get there again in 3. What a battle here. Settle back in line yet again. Now Bill Elliott has caught up to these three. So 2nd through 5th, nose to tip. And back here, Tony Stewart caught up to Joey Logano. He's got a good run off it too. These might make this pass. Might be clear. Stewart gets the run off the high side up to 6th. Leader closing in on lap traffic. About half a straightaway, 40th place. Now Richard Petty losing time on Hamlin. Maybe cooked his tires there trying to get by. Great race here at the front of the field. Caution free so far as we hit lap 30. Do have one car here though on pit lane. Let's see if we can find out who this is. Dale Jarrett was in the wall. Yeah, looks like pretty heavy. We'll find out what happened. Looks like it's already bent in, so not sure what could be. Hamlin in second. And a bit of a gap back to Richard Petty in third. He's holding pretty strong. Gordon not really able to get to his inside. I think if you want to make a pass, the outside might be your best bet. Dale Jarrett had a great qualifying run and now sitting in pit lane multiple laps down. I believe Bobby Allison would have the quickest lap of the race right now. Dale Jarrett back on track. It's Kyle Petty, Ernie Irvin, and Kenny Schrader almost going 3 wide just ahead of the leader. Right in time, Bobby Allison hits pit lane as he gets to lap traffic. He timed that well. Hamlin now takes over the lead. That was a perfect call for Bobby Allison. Hamlin looking like he's staying out, riding that high line. Hear that middle groove. Coming out of the pits, here's Bobby Allison. So it was just over a lap. Lap and a quarter. Other cars starting to pit. See how this all plays out. And have some different strategies as some cars are going to have fresher tires than others. Petty and Elliott, they're down. Sticking with Denny Hamlin as he is your leader. And next to probably come down pit lane Maybe Jeff Gordon this time by. Hamlin staying out. Gordon, he's coming by. And Hamlin maybe staying out till he catches the lap traffic. So this lap making that stop. Oh, and Gordon losing time. I thought he was pitting. Now here comes Hamlin, definitely coming down pit road. See where he blends out with this guy here, Bobby Allison. He's currently 35th. Caught the tail end of the field. See Ken Schrader, he's going to come down. We're just go Bobby Allison to the inside and shoot the middle. Now here's the blend from pit road. I don't even think it's going to be close, but these guys will have fresh tires later than what Bobby Allison will. So even though they stayed out, you know, maybe they're compromising right now, but it's going to catch up. And we'll see if they meet in the middle. Whereas Bobby Allison continued to just drive away from the field. Tony Stewart and Jimmie Johnson side by side. They're fresh out of the pits. Looks like Jimmie might have the advantage on the high line. Here's Richard Petty in second. A lot of lap traffic right now. Bobby Allison's in the middle of 1 and 2. Still on pit lane, maybe some additional damage further back in the field. So we need to look at who that is. Oh, they're leaving their boxes as we speak. Here's Richard Petty in second. Trying to close the gap on Bobby Allison. You see exiting turn 2 there. Way ahead, about 5 cars up. Here's Bill Elliott, 3rd place. A little further back. Denny Hamlin in 4th. It's Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart. The battle for 5th. Tony Stewart closing through. Thought Stewart might be able to hold that high line. goes Gordon to the outside. There again, didn't give him much room. And that's going to allow Stewart to the inside to make the pass. Tony Stewart is very quick. There again, not making it easy. And back, coming back down in front of Stewart. I thought Stewart was going to be clear through 3 and 4. Still a 3-second gap up front. Richard Petty in second. See, Tony Stewart's up 4 spots. Yeah, 5 if he gets by with Jeff Gordon. Bill Elliott up 6 from 9th. Kowicki up 7 spots. 12 spots for Brad Keselowski, so he's having a great run back here. Trying to stay on the lead lap. Leader's just coming out of turn 2. Biggest mover so far. Looks like we got a car on the backstretch, maybe limping around. Earnhardt Jr. Oh, looks like he got the wall hard. Oh. Carl Edwards stopped. Earnhardt Jr. on pit lane. Carl Edwards, I imagine, now out of the race. Here's Bobby Allison. And there's second place Richard Petty. Bobby Allison ran a 31.5. Interesting. So lap 53, Bobby Allison maintains a healthy lead behind Mark Martin, Darrell Waltrip, and Kurt Busch. They're battling for about 20th, 21st. Did something get reassigned? Let's take a look. So our leader and second place doing similar lap times. Hopefully nobody gets a penalty in this race, because otherwise I don't think we can. Past the quarter point of this race. It's been a little crazy from a broadcast standpoint, but thank you for everyone for tuning in and sticking with us. Race Labs, unfortunately, seems to be using way too much of my computer, so I need to figure out if there's a fix for that. Great racing further back here. We're going to take a look. Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, and Jimmie Johnson, all in lap traffic. Very close racing. To the outside of Gordon, gonna make that pass. Jeff Gordon down pit lane. Looked like he had a bit of damage. Just missed our debris window for a caution. Gordon on pit lane, your points leader. Huge moment. I didn't see any contact with Tony Stewart or any of the lap cars. He might have just done it on his own. Oh, right there. Yeah. Huge moment in this race. Look at the gap Tony Stewart's already put on Jimmie Johnson. 31.3. Wow. Try to get back to the leaders here. Bobby Allison. Still no cautions today, but a few incidents. Car is getting a bit of wall damage. Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon, two of the bigger names to have that happen. Look how fast Tony Stewart's going. 31.5 to a 32.2. One of the last cars to pit. And been saving his tires, clean air. This car's quick. Pit stops starting to trickle down off of turn 4. This is where we might see a Bobby Allison again. He was one of the first to pit. Same with Denny Hamlin. See Joey Logano coming off pit lane. Hamlin actually did stay out for a while. There's Richard Petty. Just trying to get as close as he can. Looks like Jeff Gordon back out on the track. Ray Dale Jr. as well. Dale Jarrett has had damage in this race. Scoring and timing and scoring's had damage. Is Bobby Allison pitting? No, he's in the middle of the track. Lap 69 and 200. Just flying by here. See some of the lap cars starting to come down pit lane. Try to do the undercut and stay out on the lead lap as long as they can. It's like 7th and 8th place pitting. Couldn't quite tell who it was. The front runners starting to get the call. Bobby Allison has led every lap in this race. Denny Hamlin was on pole. Don't believe he led a single lap. He's been riding in third for the most part with Bill Elliott. See Denny actually closing up on this group a little bit. There he is. So not too far back. Richard Petty going to let Kurt Busch through as he is on fresh tires. See Dale Jarrett, he's exiting. Had damage early. And some other cars get some issues. Of the race yet that I know. Oh, maybe Carl Edwards is out. We'll have to check. Oh, Bobby Allison, your leader. Pit lane. Comes Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, Joey Logano. Gordon and Logano are on pressure tires. Oh, what's that? Is that Truex? Yeah, Truex with damage. There's Richard Petty. Denny Hamlin takes over the lead on lap 76. So he does lead a lap through pit stop exchanges. Still counts. Now does the 11 respond? He does. Tony Stewart will now take over the lead, and I think Tony Stewart might have the best car in this race. Bobby Allison's been very fast. Stewart's been putting them down. Lining them up, putting them down. See Bobby Allison actually in the background of that shot. Up to speed on his fresh tires. Stewart trying to Bobby Allison got some clear track, so he's going to fly around. And Tony Stewart, I think, went a lap longer than he wanted to, and he is struggling. I think he wanted to pit the last lap, but couldn't get down the track. Bobby Allison. There's Richard Petty. Kyle Busch. We'll have to take a look here. I don't think he's having that good of a race. He's still yet to stop, and he's getting passed by Richard Petty, who is technically second right now. There's Denny Hamlin, and Bill Elliott, and Jimmie Johnson. It's all pretty spread out through the top 5 right now. There's Carl Edwards back on track. There's Tony Stewart. On board with Bill Elliott into turn 3. Carl Edwards got his damage repaired after having some sort of issue on the front straight. Probably could have brought out a caution, but just got to the accident too late. Now we see Kenseth coming out of the pits, right with a lot of the leaders. Could cause a bit of a stack up. Trying to high side on Kenseth. He's going to get stopped here on Pearson. They're really shuffling here. Hectic racing. Lap traffic and our leaders. Looks like Richard Petty might have caught up to Bobby Allison, but this is also insane. Wish I could do picture-in-picture, but we're going to go to the front. This is on board with third, okay. So Bobby Allison's in Tony Stewart's back here in this pack. Keep an eye on him. Lap 84. Looks like he's running 8th once everyone pits. See how fast he gets back through these guys, though. I'm not entirely sure who's running first right now. Jimmie Johnson. Joey Logano. Oh, wow. Yeah, Logano. He already stopped. He went on pit even earlier than Bobby Allison. Martin to the inside, trying to stay on the lead lap. Martin's in 17th. Logano struggling a bit now. But Bobby Allison's not going to have an easy time getting by. Totally changed the complexion of this race. Martin Truex back on track. Battle for the lead. There goes Bobby Allison. He makes it pretty easy. Straightforward there. And here's third place, Richard Petty. Labonte 32nd. He's having trouble. There's Denny Hamlin in 4th. Tony Stewart's up to 5th. Three wide. That's Cale Yarborough in 5th. Stewart looking for a way around. And Cale's really holding Tony Stewart up. See if Tony can get to the inside in 1. Goes, got the line. And pass is complete. Tony Stewart up to 5th. Oh, we got a caution. See if we can find out what it's for. We got a few cars stacked up. Trying to find out what the caution's for. First car lap down, 0 Waltrip. He'll get his lap back. I don't know what's happening with that. It's not letting me type for some reason. Here's Bobby Allison. He's your leader. We have a ton of cars between the pace car and the leaderboard. And pit stops are starting. Now, you see, does anybody decide to stay out? I think Denny Hamlin might have got off pit road already. Yeah, it is. Okay. So Bobby Allison, still the first lead lap car off pit lane. Able to extend the cautions, so that's terrifying. I think I can do it this way. Okay, this looks like a total mess, and we're coming to the green flag, and I can't do anything about it. Why is it doing that? For some reason, not letting me type here. Try something.
Green flag.
So we can throw the caution again here.
Yellow flag is out.
That was such a mess. few more cars coming back down pit lane. We've got 15 on the lead lap. Carl Edwards, Ricky Rudd, Earnhardt Jr., Kevin Harvick, Truex Jr., Keselowski, Gordon, Dale Jarrett, all with issues here. Rough race. And we're going to get a restart here with Denny Hamlin on the outside of Bobby Allison. The opposite way it started the race, where Bobby Allison was on the outside and has led most of it since. So Hamlin's going to get the opportunity to flip the script, so to speak. Right about halfway. Lights are out on the pace car. Everyone gets lined up. Was one driver we were talking about checking on. That was Kyle Busch. Is he on the lead lap? He is in 11th. So we'll get the green with 200 laps to go. It's Cale Yarborough and Jimmie Johnson on the second row. Last week's winner, Kyle Larson, on the outside of row 3 with Joey Logano on the inside. He's looked quick. Tony Stewart, maybe the fastest of all, and Richard Petty, who's been second most of this race, now finds himself in 8th. Let's see how everything goes on this restart.
Green, green, green.
Check Craig Biffle, make sure he doesn't have a penalty. Back up front, Hamlin looks like he might clear. Oh no, it's Bobby Allison up ahead already. He's taken off. That's first, second. Oh, a little loose there through 3. Hamlin trying to gather it up. Cale Yarborough up to second. Jimmie Johnson looking to take second though into turn 1. Here comes Larson. Listen to the inside. Ooh, someone in the wall. It might have been Harry Gant. Cale Yarborough. Let's see if we can find the 33. And it's crazy back there. Up at the front, right at the halfway point. Fastest cars definitely finding their way to the front here, and it matters most. Looks like we got a car on pit lane.
flag is out.
Few cars involved there. Ooh, hard hit. Yeah, a lot of cars stacked up. Lots of damage. Oh boy. This time Chase Elliott's gonna get the wave around. And Jimmie Johnson now up to second. It's a big development. Got about half the field pitting, and a lot of them are the cars a lap down. So let's see how that plays out for them. A lot of cars that get damage as well on that last caution. Saw Jeff Gordon was actually involved there. See if he can continue. A lot of nose and rear ends banged up there. Might have some engine problems. I could see that. Went about half the race without any cautions, but now hit two here back to back. And race pace slowing down quite a bit. 16 cars still on the lead lap. Look to be going green, I think, this next time by. Cars fan out to their respective positions on the restart. Everybody back up with the pace car. So we'll see likely a new points leader after tonight. And the points definitely tighten up for the whole top 10. If Kyle Busch can finish where he is, he might be in the points lead. If he wins this race, he could maybe even start having his own runaway. He's last year's champion. Knows how to get it done. Here we go. Round 3 and 4, pace car again, gonna pull off. And green flag. Bobby Allison gets the jump. Big jump. Oh, in contact with Kale and Jimmie into turn 1. incredible racing here on the first lap of that restart. All the way through the top 10, side by side. Everyone can make a case for ending up in victory lane. Comes Neil Bonnet. Pit lane. Hamlin's in third. Jimmie Johnson second. Everybody chasing the 12 car, Bobby Allison. Oh, Cale Yarborough looking to get back by Hamlin. I saw that. Something was flipping through. Didn't quite catch it, but another caution here. Was it Jimmie Johnson? No? Bobby Allison? No idea what's going on now. Bobby Allison just got sent to the tail end here. Matt Kenseth will get the wave around. And he's been quick, so keep an eye on Kenseth. This race has really taken a bit of a turn. Not sure which direction it might go now. 90 laps remain. 3 cautions in the last 20 or so laps. And that puts 17 cars on the lead lap. There's a debris caution. Typically, I'm the one throwing the debris caution though. Should get 1 to go here. Cars will line back up again. Jimmie Johnson and Joey Logano will be your front row. Kyle Larson's looked very quick lately. Obviously Tony Stewart. And look who's made his way up to the top 6. That's Darrell Waltrip outside of row 3. Very interesting. cleared up. Get the one to go this time by. Matt Kenseth gonna be towards the back of the field, but just happy to be back on the lead lap. 17 in 17th place. Bobby Allison led much of this race. He's in 8th right now. Not sure what the issue was, but race control sent him backwards. Jimmie Johnson looking to make a bit of a gap on the rest of the field. First time he's been out front all day, and see what he can do with some clean air. The only driver we've really seen out front today is Bobby Allison. Logano had it for a bit. Don't forget those two cars on the second row. They are very aggressive.
Green flag, green flag.
Good jump by Jimmie. Into turn 2, Arson trying to make it stick. Almost contact with Logano. Stewart looking for a way by. Three wide, nope. Almost. Tony Stewart's considering it. Oh, Larson shutting the door on Logano. And Tony Stewart's going to drive right through. Move himself up to second likely. Ouch. Kyle's up to fourth. Jimmie Johnson has pulled away. Now Larson and Stewart going at it for second as Logano's falling through the field on that restart. Here comes Bobby Allison. Flying down the inside, up to third. See if he can get back to the front. He's on a mission. Really see that middle groove starting to wear in. Especially at 1 and 2. Cale Yarborough almost got the fence. No, Larson's struggling now. 80 laps to go this time by. Larson and Logano really going at it. Keeps going. Bobby Allison's closing up on Tony Stewart up ahead. We'll check that out in a moment. That'll be for second. Stewart, I think, thought he might actually be able to track down Jimmie Johnson, but not the case. Just not getting laps now for many of these cars. I'm not sure. Timing and scoring here, having some more issues. A little farther back. I'll stay here because Bobby Allison is right to the rear bumper now of Stewart. Some great racing about 7 through 11. Important moment here for both these drivers if they want to try to win this race. Logano in the background, looking pretty quick. Pulled away from Larson. Gap's not closing to Jimmie Johnson. He's got a solid car up there. So 31.4. Yeah, he's couple tenths quicker laps a lap. Cale Yarborough looking to get into the top 5. Needs to get around the 5 car to do it. Hamlin getting by, or trying to get by Richard Petty. Some contact back here. We have some debris on the track and going to bring out a yellow flag.
flag is out.
Here on lap 128. Jimmie Johnson still leading. Caution for debris. Next race for the channel will be IndyCar Legend Racing Series. That will be from Milwaukee. Should be an exciting race for the IndyCar drivers at Milwaukee. Let's take a look here. First car lap down. Earnhardt Sr. gonna get his lap back. Everybody pitting. You see what happens there under the pits. If you're behind someone, you check up and it costs you time. It's kind of a bug here for the AI pit stops. It's like they stop in the middle of the track. Here's the race off pit lane. Jimmie Johnson first, Tony Stewart, Cale Yarborough, and Bobby Allison. Logano, Kyle Busch, Richard Petty, Alan Kowicki, and Denny Hamlin, Darrell Waltrip. Again, apologize for the issues with our timing and scoring, but we're not able to keep that going as it was really bogging down the computer. Doing our best to keep you up to date.
Hang on, we're not going green.
So Earnhardt Sr. back on the lead lap. And this is going to put Tony Stewart on the front row with Jimmie Johnson for the restart. $18 cars now on the lead lap. See if anybody is out of the race. Yeah, nobody out, but a lot of cars many laps down from earlier damage. Be 69 to go at the line, 68 when we go green. Hopefully you get a nice clean finish to the end. Drivers will likely have at least one more stop, maybe two. Jimmie Johnson really pulled out a big gap on that last restart. See if Tony Stewart can maybe hold a little closer than Logano last time, and he lost many spots. It's pretty difficult on the high line. Just not much grip under acceleration. It's like certain lanes in drag racing, or standing starts in Formula 1. About to go back, green flag. Pace car will pull off. Jimmie Johnson leading the field. 18 cars on the lead lap. Earnhardt Sr. just got his lap back. And green flag. Jimmie Johnson takes him down into turn 1. Better restart that time for Tony Stewart compared to some of the other drivers. And he'll be able to slot in second, it appears, pretty easily. And focus on Jimmie. Back behind, teammates battling for third. And Bobby Allison. So Bobby Allison's going to move up to third. You know, he's fast. It's got right to the inside of Stewart. And making it look so much easier than anybody else out there on track. Jimmie Johnson's pulling away a bit, but now Bobby Allison up to second. Let's see if Bobby Allison can run him back down. Close racing just behind Logano. Richard Petty side by side into 3. Petty got in front off of the exit of 4. See what kind of lap times we get this time around. Hopefully it registers. Stewart hanging with Bobby Allison pretty well. A lot of missed times again. Tony Stewart gonna bring some pressure now to the 12, looking on his inside. Bobby Allison closed the door, but Tony Stewart did not lose much momentum. .39 that last time for Bobby Allison. Don't believe... Oh, yeah, he did. 30.3 on the dot. A little quicker for Jimmie. Tony Stewart got a good run here into turn 1. Might wait to pull the trigger down in turn 3. Ooh, gets loose though, loses all his momentum. Bobby Allison just did back-to-back of the exact same lap. Richard Petty a little loose off the 2. Clock is make your move now if you're going to try to win this race. An incredible race at the front all day. The top 8 or so cars all just with a great chance of winning this. But in these three, Jimmie Johnson, and Tony Stewart really just be the class of the field. Tony Stewart's got a good run, might look in the inside in 3. He's there. Not going to be alongside enough to make a pass, but he's there. Draws back a bit. So he was able to close back up after losing time. Which definitely tells you, I think Tony Stewart is a bit quicker. And they are actually losing time now to Jimmie Johnson, about a 10th or 2 a lap. Shots there, cars going through 1 and 2 and exiting turn 4. See Cale Yarborough dropping a bit back from these cars now, and Logano, he's showing some pace, led some laps on a different strategy early. It's the only car to really bring the fight to Bobby Allison, but that's when the slew of cautions came out. Tony Stewart still closing, trying to line him up. Time to pass. Gotta be just right. A little faster than Jimmie that time. 2/10. He's making up a bit of ground, maybe the ground that he lost. Tony Stewart happy to just ride right now. Not waste any more time trying to pass. His tires might be a little worn. Apologize for having a little technical issue. Thank you for bearing with us today. Maybe some sort of solar storm or something. Let's see the run now. Bobby Allison has off of 4. He's looking quick. Another 2/10 for Bobby Allison. 50 laps to go at the line. Tony Stewart really going for a low line now. As the sun starts to set, he's trying to get his car closer and closer to that white line. We will see traffic before the end of this race. Definitely shake things up. Like we mentioned, definitely at least one more pit stop. Do we need a splash and go at the end though? Tony Stewart carving the inside of that corner. It's also getting some fresh air on his nose, which will improve, or not, it'll help make his tires last longer rather than riding right behind him. Be turning a lot more when you're in someone else's weight. That's the weighted downforce on the front of the car. Looks like they're still closing on our leader. Pretty consistently, maybe a tenth or two a lap. Just biting into it. Because now Jimmie's actually in the shot. Clouds really starting to fill up the sky. Late in this race, it is cooling down quick. Speeds are at their highest they've been all day. Once we get those new tires on, it'll be very interesting to see who was able to break through and win here at Charlotte. This used to be the house that Jimmie built. He won here countless times in a row. It was absurd almost, and that Lowe's paint scheme, it was a Lowe's Motor Speedway. Almost a given. You knew going to Charlotte, Jimmie was likely going to win. Things changed over the years. But he's back again, right out front, leading Bobby Allison, Tony Stewart, Joey Logano, and Cale Yarborough with 44 laps to go at Charlotte. Looking to add another win to his already legendary career. At 12th place, not sure who it is, but looks like they might be holding up a bit of the field. It's some great racing, it appears. So we can check back in a moment, but Tony Stewart might have a run here into turn number 3. He's there, alongside, almost contact. At the line, Bobby Allison's still ahead by a nose. Is this enough to get Stewart by? Not quite. Nice corner there by Bobby Allison, holding on. And that allows Jimmie Johnson to extend his lead a bit more. See some lap traffic up ahead. Not a lot. It's pretty evenly spaced right now. 40 laps to go. Sun's starting to peek back out through the clouds. So we're late into this fuel stint. Cars will be very light. Tires sliding around. Right on board with Tony Stewart here for a moment. Oh! What happened there?
The yellow flag is out.
Something happened. Started running out of fuel on track. Caution had to be thrown. Bobby Allison was the first. But now he's back up to speed. Not sure what that was. But had a lot of cars back here get penalties. Making sure everybody's taken care of. Davey Allison will get the wave around. Another wild moment in this race. Tony Stewart's lead. We'll find out here in a moment.
Hang on, we're not going green.
So got Davey Allison coming around to get his lap back. Is Greg Biffle in 6th place? He is. Unbelievable. Harry Gant up in the top 15. What a race. Gonna be 35 to go at the line. We'll restart with 34 laps to go. Is that enough fuel? Haven't been able to keep track here as our calculators have been disabled. Tony Stewart, Joey Logano, your front row, Jimmie Johnson, Cale Yarborough, then Denny Hamlin, Craig Biffle, Bobby Allison, and Alan Kowicki, your top 8. Green flag this time. Hopefully we got all of our penalties taken care of. As cars did have to get some emergency service. Got a whole bunch of cars there that can win this race still. Jimmie Johnson has been so fast, and then Bobby Allison back in 7th now. Time and time again has had to make his way through the field. Can he do it again? Can Jimmie Johnson get by Tony Stewart and Joey Logano? About to find out. Pace cars off, and Tony Stewart goes. Good jump by Logano. Good jump by everyone. Really, every car is pretty close. Battle for second is Jimmie Johnson. Joey Logano's gonna have a run on the outside. Won't be enough. Jimmie should be clear in 3. .33 laps. Tony Stewart, Jimmie Johnson. Here comes Cale Yarborough up the inside. Joey Logano's going right back with him. Cale Yarborough to second. Oh, another caution. This time again for debris. It's like Michael Waltrip. This time, Kurt Busch will get the wave around. Does anybody pit to try to top off and make it to the end? Or do they feel comfortable already? Maybe some cars towards the back might have pit, but nope. Everybody's staying out. So another restart. I believe this is our 5th caution. maybe 6th at this point. Maybe 30 laps to go this time by. The second half of this race has just been littered with yellows. Kurt Busch almost all the way around. Let's see if he can get through and catch up to the rest of the field. Kyle Yarbrough and Jimmie Johnson on the front row this time. Joey Logano will have probably the best seat in the house. That third spot seems to be pretty good. Tony Stewart in 4th, then Denny Hamlin and Alan Kowicki. 20 cars now on the lead lap. Yet still to be determined, as these top 20 now keep shuffling with each caution, and the restarts, some guys are just sinking further and further back while some are going forward, like Chase Elliott. Even Earnhardt, he's coming up through the field. He's up to 12th. Bill Elliott, Kyle Busch, they're falling back. And apologize the issues here. Oh, what is happening? Okay. And green flag's back out.
Green flag, green flag.
Jimmie Johnson with a good restart. Can he clear Joey Logano into turns number 1? Not quite. Kyle Yarbrough now pulling away. Jimmie trying to hold the outside line on Joey. Sure what the deal is with the frame rates today, but we're gonna have to take a look after the race. I apologize again for any issues here. Very odd occurrence though. Kyle Yarbrough leads. Kyle Larson up to, or no, that's Jimmie Johnson up to 3rd. I thought it was Larson for a second. He came out of nowhere. 25 laps to go. Hopefully can make it to the end here without any further issues. Don't even know what could be slowing the computer down now. See Joey closing. And Tony Stewart's around Jimmie Johnson. Joey Logano looking for a way by Cale Yarborough. Cale hasn't really led any laps, I don't think, up to this point. So he got to the front at the exact right moment. Tony Stewart, huge run for second. Looks like he's going to get there and make the pass. Yep, Tony Stewart's through. Across the line. Tony Stewart. About a second back. And I'm not sure. Yeah, we do have damage. Davey Allison's coming down the back stretch slowly. Green flag stays out. 20 to go this time by. Closing the gap. Tony Stewart. Less than half a second now. Only 19 laps to go. Stewart trying to close as quick as he can. Wants to make the pass while his tires are still decent. Might fall off, but he's out in the fresh air. Clean air. Cale Yarborough down to the bottom there in 1 and 2. Tony Stewart was doing earlier in the race. Jimmie Johnson looking pretty quick now. Still got just over 15 laps, but Jimmie making a move. Bobby Allison was not able to make up much ground after that restart. He's back in about 8th right now. Shouldn't be any traffic for the rest of this race. See Kale really working the steering wheel. Getting through 3 and 4. Growing the gap. And Jimmie Johnson now falling off the back of Logano. A lot of these drivers been up in the front of the field all day long. Alan Kulwicki's found himself up into 5th though here at the end of the race, so huge improvement for him. He's got to be happy with this run. Jimmie Johnson's right there for 3rd. Logano goes low. Look how close Johnson is here off of 2. Maybe enough to make a pass into 3. Not quite. Running the same line though. It's preventing Jimmie from making a move. It's like someone on pit lane. One of the top 20. Might have been. I'll have to find out. Back up front though, look at this, 10 laps to go. Tony Stewart, he's back to the rear bumper of Yarborough again. Thank you everyone for sticking with us through the technical difficulties today. It's been an incredible race. Wish we had better tools for you, but Tony Stewart looking to make a pass into 3. He's there. He's got momentum. He does. Stewart's by for the lead with 8 to go. What a pass. Tony Stewart, can he get away now? Great race pass for the lead here at Charlotte. And you see Yarborough trying to get back. He's got a good run. Tony Stewart just got to block it off here into 1. Joey Logano's closing. Top 4, all under a blanket. Separated by maybe a second. Stewart, Cale Yarborough, Joey Logano, Jimmie Johnson for the win here at Charlotte. Joey can almost get there. And that's allowing Tony Stewart to pull away a bit with 5 laps to go. Everyone's going to reset for one final push. Try to get those tires cooled down for one run at the end. 4 laps to go this time by. Such a close race at the front. One slip up and you could lose 2 positions real quick. Tony Stewart's holding on here. 3 to go. Hasn't been able to pull away like he hoped. Two to go at the line. What's gonna happen here? One final push. Lap traffic ahead, but won't be a factor. Oh, he's really closing. Cale does so well through the middle of the turn. White flag in the air. Tony Stewart, just 2.5 miles, or 2 miles to go. 1.5 miles. Round turn 2. The gap remains the same. Stewart's just got to get through these final 2 corners. Cale's going to send it. Can't get there, though. Tony Stewart's going to win here at Charlotte. What a win. Drama-filled race. Tony Stewart was quick all day. Came from the back of the pack. Pulled off an amazing win. Well deserved. Started in 10th. Alan Kowicki 16th to 5th. I believe he's going to be your driver of the day. Unless we decide to give it to Tony Stewart. I think we're going to give it to Tony Stewart. 10th to 1st. That's pretty good. Some drivers had some issues at the end that actually got their lap back. Davey Allison and Greg Biffle, too bad. Some poor finishes for Harvick, Earnhardt Jr., see Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon, obviously, 28th. Real quick. Let's see. If we can go through any incidents. Big damage there for her. Here comes Dale there for Harvick. Kurt Busch might be getting a warning. Ricky Rudd into the wall. Oh, hard hit there. So that's what caused Carl to slow down, and then Earnhardt Jr. just ran right through the back of him here. Yeah. Here's Jeff Gordon trying to get by Bubba Wallace, and he's in the wall. And Bubba, he's pushing it too. Ooh, that was a big hit. Both those guys had a good run going too. Oh, huge crash, yeah. That was a big one. Ooh, Arson got the fence. Ooh. Oh, Kenseth and Jr. Carl Edwards and Kenseth. Teammates. Harry Gant. Hip check Davey Allison. Comes Greg Biffle trying to get by Bill Elliott. Nope. And that is the end of the race. So thank you again for everyone for tuning in. Your winner today, Tony Stewart, passing Cale Yarborough with 8 laps to go. What a win. 2 hours, 11 minutes. And I hope everyone has a great rest of your evening. Thank you for tuning in. Next race will be the IndyCar Legend Racing Series from... We already forgot. Milwaukee. That's right. So hit the notification, subscribe, let you know when we go live. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.